Thanks, guys.
Welcome to the Windy City Benders podcast, presented by Beer League Talk, with your hosts, Nolly, Poetzy, Jarom, and Tanner.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 58 of the Windy City Bender podcast, presented by Beer League Talk. This is the PA Parenteau. Believe me, out of the two options, he was the better one. Full squad today. We got Poets over here out in Willowbrook. We've also got Nolly out in the car waiting for Ange to get done with the test. How you doing, bud?
Just waiting.
Just hanging out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you look beautiful. I like
thing.
Yeah. So, and then we've also got Jarom out at home out in Orland. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How's you, man?
I'm all right. Woke up a little late, might be. And we got Tanner downtown. Tanner, you made your bed this morning.
You gotta make the bed when it's the background of the video, so don't want to look like a slob.
You did not make it the last time, and I wanted to say something, but
well,
but
shut up. Moving on. Fucking ass.
All right, we are in the conference finals. It is the final four, and we are inching closer and closer to what inevitably will be a Blues Bruins final to piss off everybody.
Stop.
So, but we still have San Jose and Carolina to root for. Hopefully that one of them can end up throwing a little bit of a spear in that route. But in any case, lots to talk about today. We'll start out with a little bit of Hawks talk. There you go. Thanks.
It's been a minute for that.
You missed that.
I missed it too. Yeah. Worlds has started. And Patrick Kane and Al Kickett have not missed a step.
Cool. And that was Hawks talk.
Okay.
Brinsy
Good.
Cat. Brinsy Cat being Captain America out there.
Just a beauty on the power play. Kane throwing unnecessary sauce, but it made it even better. To
It was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, just 1T, not a big deal. How are ya? Also, Hawks talk. Anisimov scored for Russia, in case anybody wanted to know that.
There you go.
So
Trade value.
Hawks
Let's
got that goal
go.
for him.
What'd you say, Jarom?
That's a trade value. Let's go.
Yeah.
You can score a game in an irrelevant tournament. Let's go.
Yeah, with Ovechkin and Kucherov on his team.
Hey, Washington,
that's
Washington and Tampa. You guys both got knocked out early. You want him. They got magic together.
Hey, man. Those guys are so good outside of the fucking postseason. Do not worry about it.
Hey, Ovi's got a ring.
Oh, I was talking about the Tampa guys.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I thought you just meant Russians in general.
Oh, no.
Other than that DeBrincat goal, things did not go well for USA.
No, that was bad hockey.
Ended up losing 4-1. Canada lost to Finland 3-1.
They also lost Jack Bears.
Oh yeah, I saw that. What do you do? I heard it was like an oblique or something.
Yeah.
Yep. Already too, so not good.
Yeah. Well, as long as we're not Italy losing 9-0 to Switzerland,
or Great Britain, because they're in USA and Canada's.
That's gonna be fucking brutal.
They play today.
If you look at their roster and can name one NHL player, I will give you $10.
Which team? Oh, Brandon Perlini.
What?
Brandon Perlini.
No.
He is British.
Is
I
he
don't know
not?
if he's.
Oh, it's Brett Perlini's on the squad.
Suck it.
I shit you not. There's literally Brett Pierlini.
I'm looking at it right now. That's hilarious.
You're wrong. You owe me $10 now.
Rug.
Don't do
Ooh,
that. Bud.
those jerseys are not very good for Great Britain. Have you guys seen those?
No, but is there anything
I'm
like the
looking at it right
U.S.
now.
jerseys?
Oh my god. It's a white base, and then the shoulders are blue, and the sleeves are red, but right around the elbow going up to the shoulder, it looks like a tiger went and just like clawed it. And there's white under.
I thought you were literally talking about the logo because
No,
I didn't even
well,
get that
logo's brutal.
sleeves. The logo is a lion that's like, like and it has the Great Britain flag like embedded in its fucking body, like partially. So it's like you took the Great Britain flag and then had a cookie cutter cutout of a fucking lion and just smacked it right in the middle of the flag and was like, that's the logo.
Fucking USA wanted pizza.
Ben Lake. He's on Great Britain.
That's a made-up person.
And you're looking at the roster. He said if you could name one without the roster.
First of all, he's 5'11", and he's 170, and he's born on May 31st, 1990. So
It gives me zero info about his NHL career.
Stack.
well, he plays for the Coventry Blaze.
Nope, not an NHLer.
Oh, it must be a soccer team.
He probably saw the jerseys and was like, yeah, I want to play for this team.
Yeah, they're nasty.
I don't know any of these players. I don't know any of their teams. So they're going to come in first.
Yep, nailed it.
Do you guys think that Jack Hughes is getting absolutely torn apart for being the only idiot wearing a cage?
I think he's smart as shit.
Yeah. To be
He
honest.
hasn't gotten drafted yet, and why the fuck would you want your face to get fucked up before
That's fair.
You don't want to go 2? Actually, fuck it. Tell him to take the cage off. Let him go 3. That's fine.
Let him drop a little bit. Let him get a little injury. We're fine with it.
We can wait.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
if he's not going 1, how about Capo with his fucking beauty of a goal?
Yeah, I know. Capo Caco. I mean, I don't know how he stayed on his feet, to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah.
his skates have to have some sort of crazy sharpen on them because he was nearly on the ground.
That other play that he had where he put the puck forward, like pushed the defenseman's stick away and then kicked it with his stick.
No, that was Pedersen.
That was Pedersen.
Oh, that was Pedersen.
That was Pedersen, yeah.
Disgusting.
He was also just absolutely filthy. Norris. Wait, not Norris. Wait, Calder.
Players fucking come up with these kind of plays. Like
It's
with
Morgan.
the Oshie kicking the stick away, Pedersen just making these plays where he puts the like.
I know.
It's crazy how like good hockey is. Like
I know.
You think you've seen it all, and then these players are just like, nah, hold on.
Oh,
exactly. Tanner's face.
Well, yeah, no, we were just saying how crazy good hockey is, but Richard Panik's fucking goal.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Whatever league that was.
I still don't know what the fuck that was.
That's another thing. Like, how do you come up with new shootout moves and then he just does that and it's like, oh, that's how I guess. I don't know.
Just the fucking fake backhand toe drag, and it's just a fucking snapper, like 5-hole. Oh my god.
So I watched it like 800 times, and I still don't understand the physics of it. How did he hit it? Did he hit it with the front side of the blade or the back?
The toe of the back of his stick.
Yeah, he went the back of his toe. He went for a backhand toe drag, but just shot it like that.
Yeah. He just flicked it with the back of his toe.
Yeah, look at the flick of the wrist.
Little flick of the wrist.
Little flick of the wrist. Wow.
Sorry, we went a little askew from what we were talking about, but fuck.
Yeah, that was great Hawks talk. I'm glad we.
Yeah, I know.
Hawks talk about.
Oh yeah, Dick Panik, Hawks talk. Jack Hughes, maybe going to 3 Hawks talk.
Elias Pettersson.
Yeah. Hawks talk.
They played against the Hawks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, other than that, I really don't have too much else Hawks talk wise. I will say though that
I'm just gonna say that Bowen Byram, he's going 3 to the Hawks. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have a filthy top 2.
throwing your money in on it, huh?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thought we were getting Jack Hughes.
No. That's only if he gets hurt and not wearing a cage.
I was gonna say, I will say the World Championships every year. I love watching these because they're always really fun. It's just the guys. There's nothing really too serious about it. Obviously, they want to win, but they're also just having a shit ton of fun. That's where all these moves are coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just players that just want to keep playing.
Yeah, 100%.
I was gonna say, did they even get paid for this?
I don't think so.
I'm sure they get something. I don't know if they.
They certainly don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
I don't think, but I don't think they're getting paid.
Like they're fucking putting money into a beer league. And they're like, oh well, yeah, I'll play for the U.S. Like,
$300? Come on, guys.
yeah. I'll give it to you on Saturday. Don't got it yet.
Who's buying the beer though?
Yeah. Well, not to brink it. So.
Well, they're in Europe.
Yeah, they're in
Over
Europe.
in Slovakia,
So.
He can.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
True.
Jack Hughes still can't.
Probably Jack
right?
Hughes.
I was gonna say Jack Hughes can't even. Yeah.
What's the limit
Well,
there?
no, he'd walk into the fucking bar and they'd be like, "Nah, dude, you're wearing a cage still. We're not gonna."
They'll just give him some bird seed for his bird cage.
All right, let's move on to conference final.
Ugh.
I don't think we want to talk about either of these though.
Well, we have to. So
I'm miserable already.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a quick standing update through 2 rounds.
See, I'm miserable already.
Poets is leading the way, 6-6.
Oh no shit.
6 of 6.
6
and
and
6.
6.
Oh, 6 and
So 6 of 12 if you want to get it that way. I'm that's with 4 and 8. And then just an absolute battle between Tanner and Nolly. 2 for 10.
Hey,
2 and 10.
battle for first in fantasy, battle for last in picks. Let's go.
Nolly at least got one right last round when he took St. Louis. Tanner went over.
Yeah, I was gonna say my two are in the first round. I just didn't fucking get shit.
I've gotten St. Louis right the first and second round. That's the only one I've gotten right.
Oh, I hate.
Which leads into our picks of the conference finals, where I didn't pick the Blues, and I picked the Bruins because I've picked the Blues twice and they've won both times. So if I don't pick them, they're not going to win. I haven't picked the Bruins yet, and they've won. So I am going to pick them because then they'll lose. So that's why you see a Bruins logo next to my name.
All right. So which side do you guys want to start on?
Wait, hold on. I just want to point out, and just to go with Nolly's thinking, that's why I chose the Blues and the Bruins, because I've been so wrong the whole time. I'm just trying to continue my wrongness.
Our picks 100% affect these teams. Guaranteed 100%.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. That's all it is. And so we're trying to keep our streak going.
Yeah.
Of being wrong.
Yeah, the streak or whatever. Yeah, we're not psychotic at all. So.
All right. Well,
before the conference finals talk and our picks, let's just talk about how St. Louis got there. Game 7, double overtime. Ben Bishop stands on his head and they lose the game. It's like goalies are irrelevant or something like that. It's kind of funny. Remember when you said that Ben Bishop could easily steal games and series, and
Tanner's just leave
because he's so upset. Tanner's that upset because he's wrong and you were fucking wrong, Poets. Goalies are irrelevant. I'm telling you.
Okay, so
yeah, exactly. You have nothing to say.
What? No, first of all, it's 8:30 in the morning and I just woke up. So
this is the perfect plan. This is it.
I'm trying to process the completely horrendous take you just had.
I don't know about if it's a bad take.
Really?
Horrendous take.
Okay.
Oh, now he's back.
Oh, sorry. My computer cut out because it was hearing some malarkey.
Oh, yeah, okay. Malarkey, huh? Let's hear it. Go ahead.
I mean, it's not his fault.
It's not. I mean...
it's not his fault? It's like you need a team in front of a goalie? Oh! Oh, goalies can't steal games and series.
Well,
Oh,
Score the goals.
I'm sorry. Are you going to turn down a team that's got Jamie Benn, Tyler Sagan, Zuccarello, Jason Spezza, all on the top
Jason
two
Spezza.
lines?
Okay, come on, coach.
Alex Radulov.
They
Radulov?
have 4 guys.
Radulov?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 lines, but 4 guys between those top 2 lines that can score a fucking goal. And then with your defense, you've got Klingberg, you've got Heiskanen. Yes, thank you very much. We've also got
This
Hintz
is the
that's
lake
coming up.
fight all over again. Let's go.
One thing, John Klingberg, another offensive defenseman, not the greatest on the back end, and Heiskanen, still a rookie, still making rookie mistakes. So it's like, hey, why don't
So
you go
Bishop's
get a
bail him out.
veteran defensive defenseman like a guy like Nicholas Jaromson, and then maybe less goals. Maybe Bishop don't let in soft goals.
Can you tell me which of those goals were soft?
I don't fucking remember. Game 6,
I'll
they
show you
could
the
have
back
won.
of my nuts.
Dallas,
You can tell me which of the goals look like that.
I don't want to see that, so Nolly, don't say anything.
What?
Not a single one of those goals that he gave up were soft.
He let up a lot of soft ones throughout the series. All
Not
blockers.
game 7.
Okay, I'm just saying, make some of those fucking saves.
Okay, so you went from goalies are irrelevant in game 7 to goalies are
No. I'm saying goalies are relevant always. Goalies are relevant always.
Hey, you sound fucking stupid.
I sound stupid. You're Mr. fucking, Ben Bishop, man. He could take him to the promised land. No.
I just said he can make it to the playoffs.
Nope. You guys are all high on goalies. Oh, yeah, you just need a hot goalie. Ben Bishop was hot, man.
Yeah, he was.
Didn't get it done.
But he didn't get fucking any help.
Exactly. Goalies can't fucking win championships.
What are you fucking talking about? You need a goalie to win a championship.
You don't need a good goalie.
Niemi. Shut up.
Okay. Oh, Marty Brodeur. Sick. You have 3 examples of a goalie winning a championship. Exactly. That's what I thought.
You're the worst kind of person. You're the worst kind of.
Hey, want to know what's funny? I was talking to Billy about this.
I wish you
Billy's
fucking
on
sucked a
my
dick.
side. Billy is on my side. Isn't that weird? I have a goalie on my side.
Billy's a fake goalie.
Oh, he's a fake goalie? All right.
Fake goalie.
Hey,
he stopped playing goalie to play defense.
Hey, he plays in he plays in the show, man.
He still plays top fucking men's league. So he has fans coming to see his games.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. I don't take his word at all. I love Billy to death, but I don't take his word at all. He's ridiculous.
Moving on.
Moving on to a different topic.
How long does
conference finals?
How long does Jamie Benn see that
Shut up
opportunity in his
with the
nightmares?
Dallas Stars.
How long is he just terrorized by that in his dreams and nightmares?
The wraparound that he missed?
Yeah.
Quite a lot. That was a wide open net.
Do you think the CEO is going to call him out for it?
What? That would be hilarious. He asked if the CEO was going to call out Jamie Benn for missing that wraparound.
Oh. So somebody's saying, like, he has such a flat blade on his stick. Like, what if he had a little bit of a hook? That thing might be in.
He does.
Yeah.
His blade
it was close to being in anyway. I mean, it rolled right along the goal line and hit Binnington in the pad, like on the goal line, almost underneath the goal line.
Yeah.
Or underneath his pad on the goal line, I should say.
Did they review it or
what's that?
Did they review it to see if it went in?
They did.
Okay.
Yeah. They took a second to review it and it was inconclusive. But I mean it was so close. And they almost got Binnington on that a couple times, that wraparound. They almost had one at the end of the third that went off the defenseman's stick hit the post. But I was hoping Dallas was going to be able to pull it out. Unfortunately not. On the other side,
I was going to say real quick, but how good does it have to feel for Patrick Maroon to fucking take a hometown discount and then fucking end the game like in St. Louis, like his home fucking town in double OT. Like, I have nothing against Patrick Maroon because like he's never done anything, and I liked him like when he was like killing it on Edmonton. But how great is that? And then like you've seen like the stories about how like he's been away from his kid and now he like gets to like spend the year like being at home with his kid, and his kid's just crying in the fucking stadium like because his dad scored the fucking game-winning goal of that game. That was unreal.
Yeah, that was a nice moment for sure. I mean, I'm not the biggest Pat Murray guy. I feel like he's just Brian Pickle 2.0. Had one good year, got a huge contract, and now he's just bad.
But he's not,
Yeah,
because he didn't get a huge contract. He literally took a pay cut, and like
he got a huge contract with Edmonton.
Well, in Edmonton, he didn't get a huge contract. He literally was brought in, and then he was doing what Milan Lucic was supposed to be doing. Like he took over that role, even though Milan Lucic was getting that $6 million. Like,
yeah, he didn't
killing it.
He didn't get a big payday. He was hoping that this would be his payday. I don't know if he took a pay cut because no teams really offered him anything.
No, they didn't.
No,
he wasn't getting the contract offers he was expecting. He thought that this upcoming contract was going to be the one that like set him up for life. And when he wasn't getting the number he wanted, he just said that, you know what, whatever St. Louis wants to offer me, I'm going to take it just so I can go play at home.
Yeah. So like he's not getting paid what he probably could have, but like he's definitely that kind of like Brian Bickle, like what's his name? The Toronto legend, David Clarkson.
Oh,
he's like that kind of fucking contract, you know.
Yikes!
Didn't fall for it, but he's still playing well, and hats off to him for having that kind of awesome season, you know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, fuck the Blues.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
But on the other side of the country, we had a Game 7 in Colorado, or I'm sorry, in San Jose against Colorado, and Joe Pavelski,
country.
Yeah, on the other side of the country. What are you laughing at?
Well, because we were just talking about Dallas and St. Louis. It's in the middle of the country.
It's on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, the other middle.
Over by there.
Yeah, that's right.
Over by there. Right at Jules. Joe Pavelski doesn't skip a beat, eh?
Oh my God. No.
Neither does Nate McKinnon after he gets hurt the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that looked nasty too. I thought he might have separated his shoulder or broke a collarbone or something.
Probably separated your shoulder.
He said he had a grade 2 strain, and he got shot up with like something to help numb it so he can finish the game.
Cortisone, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, he didn't seem to get to be too afraid or anything like that. Once he did come back, because I mean he jumped right back into it and bust through about 3 guys for a breakaway his first shift back. So I guess no harm, no foul. Even though he checked himself into the boards, he did all of that himself. Literally, not a single person touched him.
Took kind of a digger and went shoulder first.
Yeah. That's what.
And then he also had a nice assist that got stolen away from him as well.
Oh,
yeah, that was a little messed up.
Yeah, how'd you guys feel about that?
I mean, I feel like it's dumb, but it's in the rules. It's in the rule book, so I mean, you can't not call it.
Is this the offsides call? I didn't watch the game live.
So what happened was the puck came outside the zone for maybe like 2 seconds, and the Avalanche got it back, came to come back into the zone again, and as they were coming in, Landeskog was inside the zone going on a line change. So the door is right on the inside of the blue line. So he went to go through the door, which technically he's still offsides, even though the person who came on for him from the bench was already on the ice.
But he's offsides.
Yeah. Until
he's offside.
Because his one foot was still on the ice, right?
Like,
yeah.
Put your foot over. Be aware of where you're at and where the puck's at. Like, you need to be like have your head on the swivel. Like, and I get it. It sucks, and he's not even a part of the play. But technically, you have too many men on the ice, and he's offside.
I was gonna say. that could have been a penalty. I mean, they're lucky they just got the offsides call. That could have been too many men. Because I'm pretty sure
nobody on Colorado was touching the puck while he was still on the ice.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, you technically have too many men on the ice at that point, and like I said, he's still offside. Like, he needs to be aware. He's supposed to be the captain. Like, that's on him.
And was it the person who scored the goal, the one that came on the ice for him?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like they got the call right. I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Yes, don't be lazy. Get off the ice. You're technically offsides, but also at the same time, it really didn't affect the play at all. You know, with him standing on the boards there, it really wouldn't have affected anything.
I feel like, I mean, you got to make that call on a game 7 though, because it's like you never know.
Absolutely.
Like if it came down to that being the difference,
you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And it didn't affect the play, but at the same time, like you said, the guy who came on for him went and scored the goal, but he was still on the ice for a while they were both on the ice. Like, it's, I don't know. They're both on the ice together, so it's hard.
Yeah, it's kind of it's an iffy one. I think they got it right though by calling it back. I mean, it sucks for Colorado because with that goal changes.
And then San Jose
comes outcome of the game. I mean, that game goes to overtime otherwise.
And didn't San Jose scored within a minute of that being happening too?
San Jose scored right after that.
Yeah.
Make it 3-1.
Make it 3-1.
So I mean, it's just San Jose, man. They keep catching those breaks. They got that luck that Stanley Cup champions always have.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it keeps coming here in the St. Louis series.
It's got to get to game 7 for them to get that luck.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Hope it doesn't go past 4 games. Fuck the Blues.
Funny that we're talking about a call that the referees most likely got right, because that is not something that's been happening this playoffs.
It's been nothing but controversy with the refs.
It's almost part of me feels like it's just people looking out for things, looking to just call them out on every little thing. But then there's also some situations where you're just like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I mean, the Dougie Hamilton penalty.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Let's
go to game 7 of or let's just go to like Columbus and like Boston and.
Well, yeah, I mean, talk about that. Josh Anderson gets smoked in the head by Charlie McAvoy. Elbow up. Charlie jumps at his head. And I like Charlie McAvoy. I don't think there was any malintent there. I think he was just trying to make a hockey play and just lost his shit for a hot second. Yeah. But you got to call it what it is. I mean, that's a head check, and the referee is an arm's length away. Yeah, has his hand up right away. And the only thing they give him is a 2-minute minor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, doing that is more okay than just giving a guy a little cross check, which Cody Eakin gives Pavelski a little cross check.
Well,
unfortunate series of events happens, and Pavelski gets hurt, and he gets a 5 in a game. It goes from no penalty to 2 minute to a 5 in a game, just based off of how bad Pavelski was hurt. So I mean, it's like if Anderson would have stayed down, been helped off the ice, it's like maybe he would have got maybe then McAvoy gets tossed from the game, but it's based off of it's all based off of how hurt a guy is. And the NHL keeps going, oh, we want to help players, we want player safety, oh, let's protect players' heads.
Yeah.
When a guy gets hit in the head like that, and you still only give the guy a 2-minute penalty, and it's like you really don't care. And also, people kept going on Twitter like, oh, this is the ruling on head contact. This is the ruling on head contact. There's nowhere in there saying you need to take a 5-minute penalty. It doesn't matter. Like, when you see a play like that, what happened with Cody Eakin, then you see what happened with Charlie McAvoy, and you're trying to protect players' safety in their heads, you got to give it a 5. Like, even Bruins fans on Twitter were like, why the fuck wasn't that a 5?
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, it's way harder to, like, assume that, like, the refs can, like, get all this video footage, because they can't. They're literally doing it in real time.
No.
And that's why they reacted the way they did with, like, the Cody Eakin hit, because, like, they kind of saw what happened, and then it's like, oh, Joe Pavelski's literally bleeding from his fucking head. So like, okay, something definitely went wrong there. And that's way out of line because there's no fucking way anybody should be bleeding from their head.
See, I disagree with that though. I mean, they had it. It was off of face-off, so the attention is on the play there. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and it's if you don't see it, you can't call it. No matter how bad it is, you can't call it. Like if you don't see it, you can't just make up a penalty. Like that's just not how the rules work.
Yes, you can because that's what.
And talking about protecting players too. Looking at the other side of it, if you're taking Charlie McAvoy, who probably should have gotten 5 in a game and been kicked out immediately, and you're only giving him a 2-minute minor, he's going to end up coming back on the ice. You're putting him in a pretty dangerous position because you could bet that entire Columbus bench wanted his head on a fucking pike.
Not only that, but like, okay, they'll be like, oh, well, player safety will deal with it. We got a 2-minute penalty. Well, when it's probably a 5 in a game deserving, that changes the whole game. Like it's
100%.
Because then you got one of their top Ds still out there only after 2 minutes instead of taking him away. Like that changes everything up. It changes pairings for the Bruins on D. It changes the position, like the lines that Columbus throws out against the Bruins D. Like, and Columbus was buzzing in the third too. Like that, that whole game is different if he's not in that game.
And it takes that unlimited amount of scoring away from Columbus in that 5-minute power play. You know, granted they didn't do too much with their 2 minutes, but they were probably all flustered that they didn't get 5. You know,
and you don't, even if they don't score on the 5, they're probably buzzing for getting at least a couple of chances just because they get such a long period of time of opportunity on the power play.
Yeah,
they're buzzing.
Their 2 minutes was broken up by like being the end of the second period. Like really going when like your power play is starting to go. And then all of a sudden, end of the period, now you got to wait 15 minutes to get your power play going again.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. Shitty play.
Really, play who would have thought?
Yeah, I know. Really bad timing for Sergei Bobrovsky to not play well.
Well, I mean, even if he did play well, like they still didn't score. So.
No, they still didn't score. But what a backbreaker. A shot from above the top of the circles that just squeaks through his arm.
Yeah.
Dribbles into the net. I mean, once you see that on the bench, you're just like, ugh. You know? But, I mean, props to Columbus, man. I mean, they did much more than anyone was really expecting them to. And looking at their next year, they might not be back in this situation for a hot second.
Was this worth it?
Yeah, they have.
I'm just gonna say, fucking watch them fucking return to the playoffs next year because this is what we said about like fucking the Islanders this year. Like, no hell are they making the playoffs, and then they fucking sweep the Penguins. Like, it's just gonna be one of those situations where it's like a whole coaching thing, and like you don't need like the $10 million players at all. Like, you just need a fucking team that like knows what's going on.
Yeah,
and like, sure they lose like some like high end guys. But like Duchesne said he wants to stay, so maybe they'll be able to keep him. But like Korpisalo is not a terrible goalie, and like maybe they can pull some other strings. But like I wouldn't doubt that they can still make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but Bobrovsky's condos are in the market.
Oh yeah,
yeah, up for $2 million. It's fucking sweet.
Well, did you hear their GM? Hilarious. Their GM was pretty much like, you know what? I don't know if he actually said it in so many words, but it was like he's tried signing him and Panarin, and they don't want to be here. Fuck it, we're just focusing on the guys that want to be here.
Well, I mean, if you're the GM, that's kind of the attitude that you have to have. You know, hey, I gave it my best shot. I gave them our best offers. They really didn't want to hear anything. That's fine. I have to focus on what's going to make my team better. And
yeah,
that's
I'm not gonna handcuff my team by giving them too much money. Like,
right. But also at the same time, like, hey, if you do want to come back, we'll try and work something out.
Yeah.
They did a good job of putting Columbus on the map, and if they have this much money and space, though, and cap space now without those two signing, I think they're going to be able to bring in a couple guys that, you know, can really keep this team going.
Erik Karlsson.
Dude, it's such a deep free agency pool this year that it's like, honestly, there's like they can truly do some damage with cap space that they're gonna have.
Yeah. Who knows?
That would be fun. I can't wait for free agency.
July 1st is going to be a lot of fun. That's
yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if you guys have seen the updated stats yet, but just to make this podcast a little bit more depressing, Brad Marchand leads the league in points.
And scumbag plays.
Jesus
All the above. But Hurdle and Couture are right behind him with 14 points. So hopefully they pot a solid 3 each tonight.
I just get
Yeah,
I get more angry about Marchand than I should. Like, you know what? I shouldn't give a shit just because it's a sport, it's a game. But it's like his little fucking interview with like the 5-word answers.
That's the thing.
God.
He gives those short little answers for throughout that interview because that same guy interviewing, I cannot think of his name, the game before asked if he sharpened his skates before the game.
It was game 2.
Yeah, because he stepped on Cam Atkinson's stick, and Marchand got upset that he asked that question. You want to do stupid shit like that and troll people online and troll people throughout the NHL, and you can't take a stupid question like that? You're a fucking loser. You're an absolute loser.
He did it more to other prep, other media, not just him. Like he just
and that's what I didn't like.
Butthurt over one question. You can no longer troll anybody ever if you're gonna get that butthurt over that question. It was a funny question. It was just like hey, are your skates sharpened? Like, yeah.
God,
I mean, I can understand. I mean, I'm on your side. Don't do stupid things if you don't expect to get asked about them. Like, it's just that simple. I can understand if you didn't appreciate it.
Everybody's like, we want more like fun questions from the media, and everybody's sick of the same boring questions. Like, that's a fun question. Don't get upset when they ask it.
Yeah, don't get all butthurt. But I mean, like, if you didn't like it, maybe he's got some beef with the guy already. I don't know. But don't accept the interview. Number one, at the end of
that's just Marchand. Like he doesn't care. He wanted to do that. He wants the attention on it.
Yeah. And then don't go ahead and treat all the other reporters the exact same way just because you're mad at that one guy. That's bullshit. Those guys, they've got a job to do.
Yep.
They have a job to do. They're literally paid on your quotes. So don't be a fucking asshole and not give them anything and give them more word.
Fucking Marshawn Lynch. That's like, I'm only here not to get fined. Like, okay, we get it. You're fucking
leave then. Go home.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking stupid.
I did not like how he handled it with other reporters. If you don't like one guy, that's fine. Whatever. But how he handled it with other reporters, I did not like that at all. So
it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's really, and it's so frustrating too, because it's like he doesn't have to be that fucking player. Like, I know we say this probably every time we talk about him. He's so fucking good. Like, he doesn't have to be this piece of shit.
Yes and no. Yes, he does not have to be that type of player, but I think he's at his best when he's doing that stupid stuff.
Well, like, that doesn't mean shit for like the interviews. Like, that's just like being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not being
it's part of being a professional hockey player.
Yeah. Like, and then the only people that fucking love it are the Boston fucking fans because they just won. And so they're like, oh, that's hilarious. It's like, fuck you. I'm fucking tired of your shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's tired of your shit. Fucking no one fucking cares. You okay, bud?
Oh, I'm great.
Doing there, Brian. Okay.
I'm just switching over to the passenger seat.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, there you go. But
are you driving from the passenger seat?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, hey, Ange.
Oh, God. So
let's go into the conference final then.
Yeah,
the conference finals.
The conference final, right?
All right. So here, you want the picture?
Boston, Carolina, game 1 was on Thursday night.
Oh.
Carolina came out to play.
Yeah.
They came out to play.
Before we get into that, Nolly, Poetzy, Tanner picked Boston. I took Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go.
But Nolly and I both took it for like a certain reason.
Right. We already established that. Yeah, I know.
I took it because I want to hold the best record, so I think they're gonna win. Um, but I thought Boston was still gonna come off their high and just tune them up, which in the end is kind of what they ended up doing with some help from the men in stripes. But
Oh God.
Carolina actually held the lead there for a little while after the second period.
Yeah, Carolina was fucking doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And they got fucking screwed with fucking horseshit calls.
How did you feel about Mrazek starting and not Curtis McElhinney?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like Mrazek had played fantastic in the Capitals series.
I feel the same way. A lot of
the only reason I would question reason I would question it is because one, you don't know how healthy Mrazek is, and two, McElhinney looked great in the last two games that he played. But that's like that's really the only
I got no problem with it. I think maybe keep him on a short.
They were confident enough in Mrazek to like start him. Like they were like, "Oh, are you feeling good?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "All right, cool. Well, we're fucking going then, man. Like we're all on you."
A lot of fans or a lot of people on Twitter, I don't know whose side they were on, but they were all upset that McElhinney didn't get the start because he was playing so well and things like that. And it's like, well, I mean, they were leaning on Peter Mrazek for quite some time there. So, I mean, he's technically their number one. And it wasn't like he got pulled because he was playing bad. He got pulled because he was hurt, you know? So, yeah, Carolina came out, went up 2-1. I'm very happy that goal counted in the second period. I forget who scored it, but Gregory McKegg. Yeah,
Gregory McKeggery.
Mm-hmm.
Gregory McKeggery
went hard to the net. Was gonna skate right by Tuukka. Puck was going in anyway, and he got pushed into Tuukka as the puck was going into the net by the Boston defenseman. Which I don't know how many times Boston defensemen are pushing other players into their goaltender, but if I'm Tuukka Rask, I'm starting to get real fucking pissed off.
I thought he was hurt too after that because he was slow to get up and he was like holding his hip.
Yeah.
Oh no, that happened my entire life. I don't know about you, but all my defensemen would push people into me.
Yeah, all the time.
Because they all know goalies are irrelevant.
That play, I don't get it at all. Why, like, especially when like the play's over and like your guy's like right on your goalie and you hit him into the goalie, like you're doing more harm than you are good. Like I don't know.
The best is when the guys are like pissed off at players for hitting their goalie, so when they go to fucking hit them back and they hit them right back into the goalie.
Exactly.
Well, it's the same thing when like players get hurt and they're like on the ground, like everybody always fights like right over the player, like, and they push people into like where that person is. It's like move, like no, you pull towards like away from your guy. Like
I'll always remember that with when
when Marty Havlat got knocked out, I was 100% ready for him to have like slices on his wrists and his neck.
Because Buff goes after Cronwall right over on top of him.
Charlotte.
There was a play, I forget what game it was, but somebody was down and like everybody started to like fight over him, and Oshie, it was somebody not on the Capitals, and Oshie laid on top of him to make sure that nobody like fell on him or anything like that. Like that's like, and I think Bergeron did it recently too. Like those are the kind of guys like that get it. Like
Markstrom did it. Markstrom did it when that one guy on Vancouver got knocked out by Taylor Hall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't understand that either.
That was last season, I believe, right?
I think it might have been 2 years ago, to be honest.
I don't know. He got smoked behind the net.
Last year or 2 years ago. Yeah. It was a great hit.
Down.
How did you guys feel about the ending of that Boston Carolina game, the kind of tide turning third period granted by the referee staff?
I fucking hated it. It was just fucking bullshit. Like,
so that reverse hit that Dougie Hamilton threw has been thrown so many times this whole playoffs, and it has not been called at all.
Yeah.
And then he gets called for it, but he gets called roughing, which doesn't make any sense at all. And then at that same time, I forget who it was, but hit Svechnikov when Svechnikov was just skating backwards through the neutral zone, nowhere near the puck, and he just gets laid out.
Oh,
and there was no call on it. And I get if it's you just call it incidental contact. I get that, but come on, like
why are you?
Once again, sorry, Tanner. Once again, going back to player safety, keeping our players safe. Know who's got issues. Svechnikov just came off of a concussion. If he's going to get smoked from behind and get whiplash like that, what are the chances he come down with a concussion again?
He's a fucking rookie too. He's 18 years old. Like, you gotta fucking protect these guys.
I mean, you could just say it's also Svechnikov's fault that he got a concussion, because who the fuck is the fight Ovechkin? That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then even like the second penalty, like right afterwards, like they called it interference, I believe, right? And it's like, Baggins just had the puck and he separated.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, what are you fucking calling?
Yeah.
Like, after the game, they said that Dougie Hamilton watched video of like both penalties, and he's just like, I don't agree with either of these fucking penalties. Like, I don't agree with them either, and that changed the fucking game. Like, I feel like Boston's only been able to score like on their fucking power play, and like you've given them like these fucking gimmies, and like just fucking horse.
They've been gifted so many goals and so many opportunities. Granted, Boston is very good at taking advantage of situations. Like, they could not have like a scoring chance. They could have one scoring chance in a whole period, get one shot on goal, and it'll go in. So they're very good at taking advantage of those scoring chances, but they're gifted so many of them by the refs, and it's so frustrating to watch.
Yeah. Just it's so frustrating to even talk about.
Yeah.
I know. It almost feels like things are pushed towards Boston's way. And I mean, if you think about it, I mean, looking at the way that the playoffs have gone this year, if the NHL did want one team coming out of this going all the way to the final, who's it going to be?
Boston.
San Jose.
San Jose.
Columbus.
We want a San Jose Carolina final.
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
Yeah.
Even though they're the Hurricanes.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a wind thing.
Yeah, it's you know, which way is that wind going? Everywhere.
A Sharkicane.
Sharkicane.
Yeah.
Coach takes time.
Cane Sharks attack.
Fuck you, Tanner. So Boston takes game one by a final score of 5-2 after being down 2-1. I think going into the third period. So Carolina certainly has to regroup. I don't think they've had a loss like this in a while. Carolina needs to regroup. I think that Carolina probably ends up taking one at home, but I think that might just be it for them.
I think they take game two.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
God, get some fucking buzzing.
I mean, they were looking really good against the Bruins. They're, like you said, they were up 2-1 going into the third. They got a lot taken away from them based off of penalties. I thought they were pretty evenly matched overall. I think they can go in and steal game two, even with Charlie McAvoy coming back.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like just they can build momentum. The Bruins, it's like they're just going to keep playing their game, hope they get something going their way and take advantage of that. But I just think the Hurricanes can take advantage, and I think they can do it.
Rod Brindamore's face when he saw the replay on the Dougie Hamilton penalty was one of my favorite things of all time.
The new meme. It's definitely a new meme. Just
100%.
Yeah.
Stank face.
Oh, just
Stank
what?
Face.
What? Are you fucking serious?
It's like he ate like a sour grape or something like that.
Looking out towards the west, San Jose, St. Louis. Second time in the past 4 years that these two teams have met in the conference final.
Nolly,
better turn out the same way.
Nolly, Poets, and myself all took San Jose, and Tanner took St. Louis, which is already established.
Shut
but
up.
Just had to say it.
I think this one's destined for 7. Don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get a 5-minute major in the third period. The Sharks are gonna get a win.
In game 7? This is gonna be one of those times that we're like, oh, it's definitely going 7, and then it's like it's over in 4. Like
Sharks in 3.
like the entire playoffs have been. This one's gonna probably just go 4 games, and it's gonna end up being like Colorado winning, and it's just be like stupid.
I don't give a shit as long as St. Louis loses. I don't care.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do whatever you need to do.
So I have a really, really bad feeling that it's going to end up being St. Louis, Boston, and Charlie McAvoy is going to score a goal just like Bobby Orr did against the Blues way back when. And I'm terrified of that happening. I'm just absolutely terrified that that's exactly what's going to happen.
Also, David Backes is gonna score a hat trick every game against St. Louis.
I want San Jose, Boston, just to see Joe Thornton go up against his former team.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But Joe Thornton to win.
Yeah. Oh, no.
But Joe Thornton wins. Yeah, of course.
Joe Thornton gets the win.
Yeah, of course.
And then a single tear sheds out of Patrick Marleau's eye as he watches from the stands.
Joe Thornton is going to win on Boston ice and just get naked right there and walk arout with the cup over his head.
No, that's game 7.
4 goals.
Boston.
Game 7.
Game 7, 4 goals in Boston. Yep, he pulls his stick out.
Just fucking whipping it around.
OT, 4th goal of the game.
And then you get that summer picture of him on his lawnmower with the fucking cup right next to him. And his new contract just for another year deal.
Yeah.
Dick is still
He
out.
signs it inside the cup.
Dick hasn't been covered since he whipped it out.
About this now.
I am really excited to watch this series, though. This one should be really, really entertaining back and forth because St. Louis is starting to get some real confidence right now, and San Jose is starting to look like the team that everybody thought that they were going to end up being.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people picked San Jose to win the cup at the beginning of the year, and they didn't look that way. But everybody's starting to play the best hockey that they could play. I mean, Pavelski, Couture, those guys are fucking animals in the playoffs. Couture has, since 2010, Couture's second in goals in the playoffs behind Ovechkin. Like, he's a big-time player.
That guy. Whoa.
Whatever.
From the top of his head, too, not even looking.
Yeah, hey, Tanner, thanks for texting me that earlier today. Stat guy.
Wink.
Yeah, I got you, bud. But no, yeah, like, and it's funny too because they've gone to the Stanley Cup final once since then, or twice since then. I'm sorry. So I mean, they're not going super deep into the playoffs, and he's still twice 2010 Stanley Cup. Or I'm sorry, yeah, not the final. I meant conference final.
Final.
There you go.
They went to the final once. They've gone to the conference final 3 times. Yeah, sorry, mixed that up. But like they're not getting
that guy.
Just like Ovechkin, he never got past the second round until last year. So I mean, they're scoring a lot of fucking goals, man.
Yeah, and how Thomas Hertl coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
he's having a big playoff. Holy shit!
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Marty Jones, can you keep it up?
Marty Jones.
He's 3-0 in game 7s now.
Mm-hmm. With an under 2
I think
goals
it was like
against. I think it was like 1.8 or something.
I think it was like 1.86.
Yeah, like a 940 save percentage.
Yeah. Jarom, what were you saying?
I think it was a 1.86.
Yeah, 1.8 something. Yeah.
Sounds like my GPA in college.
No, that was 0.86.
Yeah, it was. It was. That's not. Let's edit that out. That's I feel like shit now. So.
Dude,
and then talk about a guy like Erik Karlsson, who, let's be honest, has been very underwhelming this year, even though he's been battling a lot of injuries. 12 points.
He's been fucking dishing the puck like crazy. His patience is unreal. There was I think it was in game 7. Brent Burns scored a goal, and Karlsson led he didn't lead the rush, but he brought the puck into the zone. He held up. It looked like he was going to shoot. The guy got in the shooting lane, and he held off for another 2 seconds, and then just dished it over to Burns, and Burns had an open lane. It was unreal. His patience and vision is just so fucking disgusting.
Well, he's leading the playoffs in assists.
Yeah,
he's full fucking apple.
So good.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Unbelievable.
Even if he can't fucking pivot, he's still just playing great hockey.
Yeah.
He's such a beautiful human being.
I'm really excited to see the San Jose power play go up against the horrific St. Louis Blues penalty kill that's rocking 75% right now.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kevin LeBanc, it's really interesting how much he's actually used on that power play on the boards.
Excuse me. It's Kevin Money in LeBanc.
Yeah, sorry about that. Might be.
No, you're LeBanc. B. You're LeB.
LeB. A lot actually runs through him. Obviously, they use the point a lot as well, but they almost kind of reset through Kevin LeBanc on the side, which is kind of interesting to me. Granted, all the names that they've got on that power play with Burns, Carlson, Couture, Pavelski in front, they ended up going through Kevin LeBanc on the side. But no, I think San Jose is going to come out of this series. I just think that they're a bit deeper. I think they're a bit better. Granted, St. Louis is just on a roll right now. I just don't think they've got the firepower that San Jose has.
Yeah, and like I said, San Jose's getting those calls that every Stanley Cup champion gets. They get those lucky calls, and they really want to win for, 1, Joe Thornton, 2, Joe Pavelski after what he went through. And honestly, I don't think they can keep this team together after this because Pavelski needs a ticket, Carlson needs a ticket.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this.
They need to win this year.
We've been talking about this for a minute about the cap situation in San Jose.
One of the grossest cap situations to look at, other than maybe Detroit because they didn't make the playoffs and they have no cap space.
Yup. How much fun is this gonna be?
So game one's tonight, which is Saturday. This isn't gonna go up till Monday. We're recording early because of Mother's Day tomorrow.
Right.
So we're listening to this. You'll know more than we know.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah. Even if we did it Sunday,
we'd at least have game one.
I think he's talking about the San Jose. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh my God! Like if it comes down to a St. Louis and Boston final, don't expect me on the podcast.
No, we'll talk about something else.
It's very loud, Brian.
Sorry.
That parking garage is pretty loud, my dude.
Excuse me.
No.
Yeah, that's what it feels like if it's gonna be a St. Louis Boston series. That sound right there.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, I can't watch. Like I'm not gonna fucking watch because I don't want anybody to win. I just.
Weird fact for you guys. I'm looking right now, power play and penalty kill percentages. There are only 2 teams left that are in the top 10 in power play. Boston is number 1 at 30. San Jose is number 10 at 18.5. And St. Louis is 11. Carolina is 14th on the power play. Which is interesting to me because typically special teams is going to end up being the make or break.
Yeah, and when you're gifted a bunch of power plays, like, you fucking score goals, man.
Yeah, not only that, but like we said, Carlson's back on that power play for San Jose, so that's huge.
Yeah.
And I think their
really
power
big.
play percent went up when they scored 4 goals on one 5-minute power play in the first.
Yes. Yes, that also happened. Yes.
4 for 1.
Yeah. I always thought that's how it was supposed to be, like 4 for 1. I didn't think that we would go like 4 for 4.
Yeah.
I've always when I was a kid, I always thought it was going to be like a 4 for 1. When I was a kid, it was probably like yesterday.
When you were a kid yesterday?
You're still a
when I was a
child,
kid
Post.
yesterday.
Come on.
That's why I don't like you anymore. I only liked you when you were a kid.
I've never liked you when you were a kid.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
All
right, fellas.
Got one riding pine that we're actually.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we're stealing from another podcast. Nolly actually told me this one, and it was absolutely hilarious. So there's no way we can't do it. So
What?
All right. Enunciate.
You want me to
enunciate.
say it?
Oh yeah, hold on one second though.
What?
What?
You're riding the pine pony, pal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right,
Bah,
Nolly.
Audio.
Nolly, do you know? You remember it, Nolly?
Do you want me to say it, Jarom?
Yeah, if you remember, go for it.
So, yeah, from the Steve Dangle podcast, somebody asked them, would you rather get into a fight with 100 Phil Kessel or hot dog size Phil Kessels or one hot dog size?
Phil.
One Phil Kessel size hot dog.
Yeah. So 100 hot dog size Phils or one Phil sized hot dog?
I'll get in a fight with one Phil Kessel size hot dog because it's a fucking hot dog.
That's fucking
It's just a big
terrifying.
hot dog, and it can't fight back.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, but it can't fight back. It's a fucking hot dog.
What if it has arms?
Yeah, it has the ability to fight. So
Why does it
Yeah,
have
hot
the
dog.
ability to fight? It's a hot dog.
because this is a fucking
It has hot dog
hypothetical
arms.
question, and we got to make it funny. So there.
I'm gonna punch it right in its fucking wiener.
Can I ask?
Thanks.
Is it still cannibalism if I eat it?
Is it still murder if you kill the Phil hot dog sized?
Probably.
Go.
Probably. Brian,
No-
let her go. Let her out of the car.
No repercussions. Doesn't matter. It's not cannibalism. and
There's
it's
no
not murder.
rules!
Yeah. It's a free
Put your
for
shirt
all.
back on.
It's a free for all.
There's one rule.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's probably easier to fight 100 smaller hot dog sized Phil Kessels, but I feel like maybe my best chances would be with the one Phil Kessel sized hot dog.
Yeah, I don't see a hot dog being like a fucking championship boxer.
Plus,
Then
does
again-
he fight like Phil Kessel because he wasn't the best fighter
I
in
would
the
say
world?
though,
He's
also
just gonna slash you.
you
He's
assume
just gonna tomahawk me in the leg.
Yeah.
you would assume a hot dog isn't a championship boxer, but you also wouldn't assume Phil Kessel's an elite hockey player.
They're
That's
about
accurate.
the same size.
It's an accurate statement. That's a weird one.
I go for
Nolly, what was your answer?
The big hot dog.
yeah.
The big hot dog.
I get you just get tired fighting 100 Phil Kessels.
You'd fight 100 Phil Kessels?
No, I'm saying you get tired fighting 100 Phil Kessels, even if they're a hot
Oh.
dog size.
But they're bite size. Or are they footlongs?
Normal hot dog.
Normal hot dog. So penis length? Ladies, what's up?
Definitely not a foot long then.
Oh shit.
Speaking of hot
Weird
dogs,
transition.
Yeah.
it is a weird transition. Speaking of hot dogs, the Chicago hot dogs or the Romeoville hot dogs. Let's go hot dogs!
Hot dogs.
Did you guys see the pitcher they signed?
No.
Yeah, Zambrano.
Carlos
No
fucking Zambrano.
shit.
Dude, let's go. Let's go see him.
What team?
The Chicago hot dogs. It's like this single A team out in or not Romeoville, Rosemont.
Rosemont, yeah.
Rosemont.
Let's go hot dogs.
I saw that Zambrano was trying to make a comeback, but I had no idea
Yep.
that it was real.
I'm 100% down to go.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah,
let's
let's go.
go.
Check
Let's
the
do it.
schedule.
Go to a hot
100%.
dog game?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, their games it wasn't great, but the ballpark's cool.
Is it? Yeah.
That's
You
right.
been?
That's right across from where we played that outdoor tourney, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Holy shit.
Mhm. So, podcast outing at the Dogs game.
Dogs.
Bender's
Whoa.
at the ballpark. Let's
A
go.
little, what is it? I can't think of words.
Maybe we should end it then.
Out in the field with the Windy City Benders podcast. Instagram some shit.
That's funny. All right. Any final words here, fellas?
Fuck Boston. Fuck St. Louis. I'm tired of this shit.
Tires, car, highway, police. Those are some words.
Okay, good.
All right, let's call it.
All right, bye.
All right, that's about it for us. Thanks for tuning in to episode 58, the PA Parenteau.
Woo!
Peace out, everybody.
Love you.
Follow the boys on Twitter at WCBPodcast, on Instagram at WCBPodcast, and like them on Facebook, the Windy City Benders Podcast.